Very good morning, guys. My name is Shivraj, and I have started a new series in my YouTube channel that is named as Gen Z JavaScript. So, in this series, we will be learning ReactJS, Angular, and JavaScript. All the important concepts we will be learning here. And I am a full stack developer with having 10 plus year of experience under my belt. And guys, please subscribe to my channel so that you will be notified for all the upcoming videos. Thank you.
This video is going to be about importing and exporting components. So in our previous video where we started with the first component, so here we are talking about importing and exporting component, and what we will be learning here is what is our root component, right? And how to import and export component, and when to use default and named export, these three things, and how to import and export multiple components from one file. So this is fourth thing, and how to split component into multiple files. So these five things we're gonna quickly learn in like 5 minutes, right? I will try. So what is root component? So root component is, this is the like a first component in your project from where you start displaying your application. Like for example, most common is app.js that you will see in your application. So inside app.js, you will start rendering the components, and then those components will render other component by linking or by making them as a child component. So the first component in your file from where you display, right? So that is called the first component, most commonly like app.js. The first component in your file, when you create the boilerplate application, this you will see automatically created. Or if you are creating, then the first component that you create becomes the root component from where you will start rendering your project, start rendering your components. So this is first thing we learn, and how to import and export a component. So how to import and export them. So in our previous video, we have already understood about the components, how we are displaying it. So, and how to import and export them now. In this gallery JS, you will see we have export default function gallery, right? So this is our one component that we are exporting with export default. Always remember, with export default, you can only uh, export a single file, right? Export default. But if you want a simple export function, so this is called named export, and this is called default export. So default export you can do only one, but named export can be done multiples in our file. You can import multiple named export from any file, right? So in this, what we have done, gallery.js defines the profile component, which is only used within the same file. So see why we are not why we have not written export in line number one, because this is being used here itself. If we require this in other component, if we require profile in other component, then we must export it so that we can import it there and use profile. But here in gallery.js, here itself we are using profile, so that's why we are not needing it outside. That's why we have not written export uh, previous to this function, like before this function. And because we want to export this and we want to import it somewhere, that's why we have written export to gallery. And if we will export gallery, this will automatically show us profile, right? So that's why. So in app.js, see, we are importing gallery. Why we are importing? Because we have exported it from here. That's why we are able to import it. So remember these two things. Whatever the component you want to share with other, you want to show it somewhere, so you have to first export it from there so that you can import it. So if I want to show it in app.js, so that's why I'm importing it here and I'm exporting it from there, right? Always remember these things. And then I am able to show the gallery component like this here. So these two things we have learned. And what was the other things? When to use default and named export. Yeah. So first, let's see, exporting and importing multiple components from the same file. So how we can, you can go through these documents for your in-depth knowledge. Very good documents, I must say. So what we're going to learn, export and import multiple components in the same from the same file. See, let's go in our gallery.js. We have export function. Just discuss. We can export it. So this will become a named export, and this is a default export. So this is how we are exporting two files from a single file, right? From single gallery.js, we're able to export two components. One is profile, one is gallery. And you can go through this. Now gallery contains two export, our default gallery export and a named export. And import both of them, right? So this we have learned. So we learned exporting and importing from multiple components, and we learned exporting and importing components, and then what is a root component, and how to split component into multiple files. This also we know. See here we have two separate files. Otherwise, if you will see in the very first, there we are having only one. In app.js we are having this gallery also, and this function profile also, right? And we are displaying it like this, profile three times, so it will display three times. But here we have separated, we have created multiple files. One is app, one is gallery. And you can also declare you can also create a profile.js, and there you can move this component, this profile component over there. So you'll have to import it from there. Like in app.js I'm importing gallery, so you can import this. Or because you are using inside profile, right, so you don't have to import in app.js, you have to import in gallery. In this component you will import profile component from that file, and then that's how you will show it here. And then finally gallery is being imported here like this. So I think this is a great video in order to learn these things. So, so recap is, what is a root component? Now we know what is a root component. That is a very first component that is being created in our project, from where we start rendering our project. And how to import and export component, we know we have to first export it, and then we can import it anywhere. In any file we need that component, we will be able to import it. This is how we do in React.js. And when and how to use default and named export, this we know. We can create as many we require named export, but there can be only one default export, right? How to export multiple components from the same file? We can create a named export and default to one, so there will be two. But if we want to create 5 6, then there can be a lot of named export, like 6 7 named export and one default. So thank you guys. I will keep coming with these videos in my current video, like today and yesterday, which I published in my channel. So in this video I'm trying to take you through a journey where like you are starting up with your first project, or if you are already working in React.js, this will be a kind of revision in-depth knowledge, where we're gonna learn the small things. If we are coming from some other technology also, so just to see exactly how it works in React.js, exactly how things works in React.js. So just to get you quickly revised from there. And if you are a fresher, then also for you this will be a step by step to move forward. And other videos I have made in details about state management, about other things, you can refer, and I will also create a separate playlist. So thank you guys. Please keep sharing, please do comment, please keep engaging. It motivates me, and I will take out my precious time in order to make some quality videos. Thank you everyone.